Hello and welcome to this part 2 of our Reddit ReactJS application. So in this course, our goal obviously is to build a really simple React application. However, we are going to fetch the data from a third-party service. In our case, it's RedditJS. If you haven't seen the part 1, please first look and watch the video of the part 1 on my YouTube channel. So if you go back to my YouTube channel, you will see the part 1. So if you just type Pierre Henry Soria YouTube, you should be able to see it, and then you will be able to see the part 1 here. So now let's continue our Reddit React.js, but here it will be mostly improvements. So we will make the application better. So at the moment, let's go to our code editor. For you, maybe it's VS Code, maybe it's IntelliJ or WebStorm or whatsoever, doesn't matter, but let's go to our code editor. If you haven't done the part 1 but you want to jump directly to this part, I suggest you to clone the GitHub repository. So you have a link on the video, below the video, and you will be able to click on the GitHub link of the repository to clone the repo. And so here we have done already quite a bit. However, we have moved from fetch to Axios, but at the moment I would like to go back to fetch. So for doing that, we will remove a package with npm. So we do npm remove, and the name will be Axios. And this will remove our Axios package from our package.json, package log.json, and in the node modules folder. So now this has been done, and we can go back then to fetch. For doing so, we will just do here fetch, and then here to be const. What's the name? We are going to do, so this is results. I'm going to change actually a little bit here. We don't need data anymore because data was only for Axios. So here it will be raw result. Let's do like this, singular in this case, and then here JSON result equals await, and it will be raw result.json to have the result into JSON format. And then here we are going to destructure, because this is nice, but it will be even nicer if we destructure our different properties. So first it will be data, and then children, and here we are going to do an alias, and it will be JSON result like this. And normally if I do this and I remove children there, this should work. So let's refresh our page. Oh, obviously I have to restart my server, npm start. Let's wait and let's see how it goes. And normally, yes, I still see the results, so this is fantastic. So this works, and as you can see, when we destructure the results here, it looks nicer, prettier. What else I can do? Well, I would like to have a spinner, so a loading spinner. So let's go here, loading spinner react. There's a nice library, it's this one. So we are going to use this one. We can install it, npm install react loader spinner. Let's install that one in our terminal for our project. And so we are going to show a spinner when the results is not loaded, because at the moment we have to wait, we have a blank page, and then finally we have the different posts. But we want to display a spinner first. So this library will do it, and if we look at the GitHub page, we can click on get started, and we can see they have a lot of different spinners. So you can see discuss, comment, coloring. You see so many different ones. It's really cool, like a lot of different spinners, and it depends of the kind of website you are on. So you know, it's like by niche. For instance, if you are like a search engine, this one is obviously the magnifying glass is really good. Radio, audio is good if it's like I don't know, a service like Spotify. For us, since it's related to Reddit, we will use comment. You see this one. So let's use that one, and I will copy this for the moment in my clipboard. And now the package has been installed, so I can do import comment from React loader spinner. And here we are going to use an alias as Reddit spinner, for instance. And then finally, I'm going to declare a new state. It will be is loading, and then set is loading. And the default state will be false. By default, it has been loaded already. And then here, in the function fetch post, I will have a fetch catch block. So catch, and here to be error. Then inside I will have console error, and I will have the message of a eventual exception, so error.message. And finally I will have a finally block. This will be always executed, and inside I will have set is loading to false. So it doesn't matter if it fails or not, if there is an exception being thrown. At the end, we are going to set is loading to false. Yeah, that's it. And then here at the beginning, it will be is loading true. So we are starting loading it. It's loading to true. Then at the end, it will set to false. Why I have this exception is not callable. It's loading. Oh, sorry, set is loading. My mistake. Set is loading. And finally here in our result, in our HTML code, what we show to the browser, it will be here. We will have is loading. We have a condition. So it's a ternary condition, and there I will have the comment. So it will be we made an alias. So for us it will be Reddit spinner. So here it's Reddit spinner. Visible, we don't need this. Height and width, it might be handy. And then for the size, and then our label, it's for the accessibility. You know, when the browser is reading, it's speaking to the person. Usually for people who are blind, they are not really able, or they have difficulties to read the web page, and so you can use area label and other things like this. So if you look on Google, you see this is for the best practices for the for accessibility of your web page. And for us that will be it. And then here I need condition, otherwise if it has been loaded, if is loading is false, then we go here and it will be this, like this. So if is loading is true, we show the Reddit spinner, otherwise we show the post. So let's have a look. I have to restart my server once again, npm start, and let's hope for the best. And let's see, normally we should see the spinner. So you see the comment spinner, beautiful. So it works, amazing. And then now what else I would like to do? I would like to split this one into another component. It's better to split small parts of our React application into different components so we can reuse them in the future for reusability, but also for readability. It's really important. So I will remove this, and it will be Reddit posts, something like this. And then here I will have the posts, and there it will be posts. So let's create our Reddit post. So in components folder, src components, I will create a new file, and it will be reddit post.jsx. And here I will do const reddit post, and then I will do return parentheses, and here the HTML code we had, and then here I will have posts. So post we could have done like this otherwise, props, and then here props dot post. But by doing it with the curly brackets, we destructure props actually to post and singular post. And then here export default Reddit posts. Beautiful. And here I will have the fragment tag like this, and then I have to import it. I have to import React, because if you look here, React refers, because actually this one, the arrows, it's a shortcut for the React fragment. This one, fragment, if you look here, you can use this one. It's the same way as doing fragment. So by doing react.fragment is exactly the same. And for us, and especially nowadays, in most of the applications, you will only see this syntax, because it's much simpler, it's shorter, and everybody knows what it means. You just need this. First, you have to wrap the our code, because we might later have another HTML tag here, and so because they're on the same level, we have to wrap with a parent tag. This is why we use the fragment. We could have done a div as well, but for us it's better to use just a fragment. We don't need a div here. And then I need to import React from React, like what we said. Beautiful, like this. And now I can import this one. So I will import the Reddit post. So now it has been imported. Beautiful. I can save it, and let's refresh our application. Oh, there's an error. Let's see what it is. I think, oh yeah, post undifferent. I think it's because here it needs to be post singular, and here as well post singular. And normally I don't need the parentheses because there's only one expression, but I think automatically my ESLint prettier is adding the parentheses. So this works, as you can see. It's exactly the same, but our code looks better. So we have done already a really nice job. Obviously I can do more, like we can use React Bootstrap, for instance. React Bootstrap. So we can install this one to have a better style and so on, to look prettier. So we can install this one, React Bootstrap, and Bootstrap, and then we can install Bootstrap CSS in our project as well. So let's do this. It's installing now. We can already see what we will use. So we have to use the CSS file. This import, we will need to have it in the app.js. So here we can actually replace, before you had app.css, we don't need this one actually, we are not using that one. We can remove app.css, and now we are using the bootstrap.min.css. It will be installed. Oh, normally now it's already installed. So as you can see, it has been installed. We will see this. We can add some components because React Bootstrap is really handy because you have React components for the different elements of Bootstrap. So getting started, do they have like a simple page we can follow? Apparently they don't. So React Bootstrap simple page. Let's have a look. Otherwise it will be something like it will be normally, well, I prefer to see because I forgot a little bit. They have the layout, they have the flex. Let's see what we can have first. No. Oh yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I think the best, I will go to my GitHub, and I did a project recently, really simple project as well, and I'm going to use, you see the layout, that's the one I have used from the component here, and probably hopefully that one is using some Bootstrap container. Yeah, we can use container fluid, so we can create like a layout like this one. Let's do that. So in components folder, we can create a new component. It will be layout.jsx, and here inside we'll do const layout, and there we are going to return. So here to be children, and you will understand why, because children, we are going to use layout, opening tag and closing tag in the app.js. So there, if you have a look, you see I use layout and then I have the contents, and the children is actually the contents here, you see. So if you go back to what I have done previously, layout, you see, and here we use container from React Bootstrap. So we can actually do this. So return, you see, we just do return, and then container gets fluid, and then children, perfect, like this. And then we can do export default layout, and here I will do, we can import our container. Beautiful, and this should be done. Oh, sorry, it's actually container, and it's from React Bootstrap. Perfect. Apparently there is a typo. No, there is no typo. I wonder, oh, here I missed a code. Perfect. So normally now, what's React? Oh, I have to import also React. Yes, and that's it. So now in app.js, I can remove the fragment one, and I can do layout, and here I can do the closing one, layout. Perfect, and that's the children we use in our layout component. I will import as well layout, so now it's in there. Beautiful. And so what I would like to do now in our reddit.jsx, I would like to add a Bootstrap list. So with Bootstrap, instead of the list UL and then li, like what we have done so far, we can use a component called list group. So list group, that one. So let's import that one from React Bootstrap, and here So there we are going to close that one, and so we are going to replace it. So we replace URL tag to list group. So URL tag in HTML is this one. It's it's to define some groups. So again, another HTML group with li, as you can see, and with Bootstrap you have list group. I really like it because it has really nice style. List group is this one, and then we use item, and here it will be our links to every post of Reddit we will get from the JSON, ReactJS JSON URL. So let's continue, and in Reddit post we can now replace li by list group dot item, and here again list group, we have the closing tag, and let's import that one. Oh, it got imported automatically, as you can see. And then now what we will do, something next here in layout, I will add a div class name equals text center, and probably actually that one, no, it won't be in layout.jsx, but it will be in Reddit. So here it will be, I will have another container, and then I have the class name here. Perfect, like this. And I will close, I can remove the fragment, and it will be here container. And now I will import that one. Awesome. So our React Bootstrap import is now looking like this, and as you can see, now we have list group, and inside of Reddit post we have list group.item. So let's see how it looks like on our application. So this is our application now. So you see everything is centered except our footer. So I can also, let's go to our footer, we can search for the file, and to search for the file in Mac OS it's Command P, and then you do footer, and I think on Windows it's Control P, and here we'll do class name equals and tag text center. Perfect. Now let's go back to reddit.jsx. So we have the same, and let's just go back to Safari or to your web browser, and you see now everything has been centered. This looks really good. In our footer.jsx we can also add a HR to have like a separation, and we can add another class name, and class name will be margin top 3, or probably we will have, instead of having a class name on the HR tag, we'll have it here on the P tag. So we'll have margin top, let's do 3, and then margin bottom for after the text it will be 5, margin bottom, so MB. And let's have a look. You see I have the margin bottom here and margin top is there. Beautiful, this looks really nice. You see we can always do improvements, like for instance after the heading we can add also a margin. So let's go to Reddit, and here you see we have our heading, and so we can do class name, and it will be margin top 2, 3, and then margin bottom 3 as well. Let's have a look if we see a difference. Yeah, we do. Margin top, if we do 5, we have more now. That one looks the best, and we have a little bit of margin top over there, as you can see. So beautiful, you have done an amazing job. You see now it looks much better, much more professional. So well done, and see you in another course. And obviously if you want to see a lot of different projects from me, you are more than welcome to have a look on my GitHub. So my GitHub is ph7, and I publish a lot of different projects. I have a lot of different organizations as well. So feel free to have a look to my GitHub, and I wish you a really happy coding. Just one thing I have noticed and I wanted to share with you, because it's still important when we want to write good code with good practices. If you go to inspect element, and here in console, so if I refresh, you will see this warning, and it says that for React it should have a unique key. This is interesting, isn't it? Because we have a unique key, but actually in our code, since we did some refactoring, we have a unique key here in our Reddit post component, and indeed the key is there. However, the map where we loop, it's here, and so React wants to have the unique key just on the first component in the loop and not inside of the component itself. So this key is redundant. We have to take it out, the one from the Reddit post component, and we have to use that key here. Key, again, it will be key post.id. Oh, sorry, not there, but inside of the loop, just here. So we loop, and then we mention the key for the Reddit post component, just there, and not inside of the list group item. So it has to be here. And now if we refresh the page, you will see there's no warning anymore. Well done. So again, just remind yourself that you need always a unique key when you have a loop, and like a map loop, for instance, and on the first component, you have to mention a key so React knows. It helps for React to render a unique component. So we can have a look key, and you can have a look actually by yourself. You see here the example is also with a map, and that was what we did before with the li tag. And now we refactored our code, and so it's a component first, but we need the key here.